Hey guys, Emmett here. This is my next video. I've completely lost count of how many there are, what I'm calling them. So, there you go. Basically, this is the next installment of the Altino Shade, my tea vlog. Um, for those of you who haven't watched the previous ones or are catching up on them now, you'll probably notice that there is at least a slight change in my voice. It has gotten a lot scratchier, it's gotten a lot um, throatier, if that's a good descriptor. Basically, it sounds like I'm really sick, but I'm not. Um, it's, you know, hopefully that means it's dropping. I mean, I can still go pretty high, but this is kind of like my regular voice, like talking voice. This is what it sounds like right now. I haven't really noticed any facial hair growth yet. This was my 5th shot, I think. I think it's 5th. And I just did it like maybe an hour ago. So yeah. Yeah, no real facial hair growth yet. I have a lot of fucking acne, which again is another thing that's gonna happen going through basically a second puberty. So, I'm just washing my face like crazy, and I'm gonna look into getting like an actual, like, not routine, but like stuff specifically made for that, for like excessive acne. I haven't really noticed any other changes. Actually, that's a lie. I have noticed like excessive pain in my feet. Like I walk for 5 minutes and my feet are aching, like I've been running for hours, which I think is probably them growing. My legs too. So who knows? I also have mad calves, but that is probably a lot from walking as well. Um, Other than that, no big changes, nothing that I've noticed. I kind of wanted to make this video because I had a crazy scare when I was doing my injection. Um, I forgot to aspirate the needle, which basically means that when it's in, you pull the plunger back, and you just make sure that there's no blood in the plunger, or in the the thing, because if there's blood, it means that you could be in a vein, and you don't want to inject testosterone directly into your veins. It's bad news bears. So when I did it, I injected into my stomach, like right in there, and I didn't even, I was like, oh, whatever, I'll just do it. And instead of going in at like an angle like that, I think I went in a little bit more like that, and I'm doing subcutaneous injections rather than intramuscular, which means that it just goes into the fat, not into the muscle. So you don't have to go in nearly as far. So when I went to go pull the needle out, it started to bleed a little, and I was like, oh, okay, whatever. And I went to go grab like a piece of tissue to clean it up, and I looked down, and it was just like blood, like just like out of the fucking needle hole, and I was like, oh, and I got really nervous. So I cleaned it up, stopped the bleeding. And of course, me being a hypochondriac, I immediately went online and checked what that means and if this happens to other people. And a lot, I guess the subcutaneous injections aren't the popular method of doing it yet, even though it's way easier and not as painful. A lot of people still do the intramuscular. So when I was first looking for information, they were all on intramuscular injections, and people being like, oh my God, like if you bleed like crazy, like go to the doctors immediately. And I was like freaking out. And then I found one that was actually for subcutaneous injections, and they were like, it happens. You could have just went through a vein or hit like, you know, something and it caused it to bleed. Like it's not a huge deal. They're like, if you inject directly into a vein, you'd know, because you'd immediately have testosterone overdose and you'd start having chest pains, you'd be coughing like crazy, and it'll actually like leave like an alcoholic taste in like your throat, which I didn't have any of those. And it did say like lay down and, you know, don't overexert yourself, because I think when I saw the blood, I got a little lightheaded, which is weird because I don't ever get lightheaded at blood, but I think it was just the fear of like maybe I fucked up. So I got lightheaded and I was kind of like, whoa, and I had to like hold on to the sink, and then but I think that was just me panicking because I'm fine now. But yeah, so that was fun. And because I was panicking, I was having a panic attack, and so my chest hurt, so I thought I was dying, which is why I'm not wearing my binder right now, because I threw it off, being like, I'm gonna die, I can't breathe, but not the case. So I'm fine for another week at least. And I'll hopefully be able to make these videos a little bit more often, and the more changes I see, the more videos I'll make. And hopefully this isn't super boring for you guys and you actually enjoy watching them. Even if you don't, I mean, I'm still going to make them, but it's nice to know somebody's watching. All right, that is it for this installment of All Tea No Shade, and I will see you next week. Goodbye.